Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am here in a hotel room in Richmond, Kentucky with my mom. We've been traveling for the last few days and I haven't checked in a few days. I'm a little behind in getting some videos set up, so it's mostly gear videos at this point right now. I was hoping to document our trip coming down, which we started on Sunday, but I've been battling some unfortunate circumstances. And I know that we all have unique stories to our journey to the AT, and some of those challenges begin before we even get on trail. And that's kind of what I'm just going to go over in this video real quick and kind of catch you guys up to where I am right now. And I'm still on my way there. I still plan on doing it, but again, facing some personal challenges that may be unique. Maybe somebody else has experienced these in the past, and I just kind of want to share my perspective, and hopefully keep you guys in the loop of my journey, and hope you guys are still here to follow along. Taking you back to January, where I had to notify my employer of my request or ask for personal leave of absence. And per our handbook, I'm able to do that after 3 years of employment, a written request to my supervisor, and as long as that's okayed, I can be provided that time. Unfortunately, it doesn't guarantee that they hold my position or that they don't fill it in the meantime. And I honestly won't know until I'm done whether that position is still available to me or not. So I may be looking for a new position when I'm done. So that was overcoming some initial obstacles, just letting them know ahead of time, and requesting that. And that was so nerve-wracking, and I had such high anxiety about that. But I had honestly made my mind up in August of this year, and when I was coming back to that place of employment, and things, they really didn't start off so well this year after 2 or 3 years of struggle during COVID. So I know that we were all struggling through that, but that was another big reason why I decided to take on the AT. I was researching tiny house living, off the grid living, opportunities to, maybe travel during that time. So all these things led up to my request and leave. And, it was a perfect opportunity this year personally to do that with the help and assistance I have in my personal life, thanks to my editor and dear friend Paxton, who will be editing this video. And so I thank her very much for that, and for continuing to do this. So getting back to my point is that we've all faced different obstacles getting here. And, mine began with my request. I'm not sure whether that position's available to me when I return or not. But moving forward with that, that was not a great way to leave, but I did have some other things to tie up loose ends in the last 2 or 3 weeks. And, that was making sure that my finances were in order, that I was taking care of loose ends with bills, the mortgage, the insurance, my pets, who I have 2 dogs, and, or had 2 dogs, and needed to make sure that they were set up for the vets. One is in ailing health, or was in ailing health. Remington is a 12 and a half year old chocolate Labrador Retriever. He's been my best bud and my main squeeze, my man for forever. Remi and I against the world. And I did take him to the vet about 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, probably today or tomorrow. And set him up with some pain meds. He really wasn't doing well and was struggling to get up. And I asked the vet, I asked her if he had 6 more months in him, because that's what I really needed to make sure he was still there when I got back. And she said, you never know, but I have, these arthritis medications, this anti-inflammatory. I'd love to see what, how he responds after we get these into his system for a few days. And, the first 2 days were awesome. We actually, did a couple walks. He was trampling around the outside of the fence in the yard. He was picking up toys. He was really doing well. He was getting up on his own. He was moving around the house. And, I was elated with that progress and what I saw in him the first few days. But unfortunately, he took a turn for the worse on a Saturday night, Sunday morning, the Sunday that I'm supposed to leave. And I knew at that point that I would have to let him go, knowing that's the best thing for him. So we were able to travel back to Remington, where I've spent a lot of time with Remington in the summers and on breaks. We've enjoyed the lake. We've enjoyed long walks through the woods. We've enjoyed a lot of things together. I was able to take him on a ride, and they're side by side. I was able to spend the night with him, looking up at the stars. And the next morning, we took a ride out to the woods again, our last ride. We watched the sunrise. And this is the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I had to say goodbye to my best friend. After the sunrise, we went to the schoolhouse. We got down, we looked around a little bit, and I picked it back up, put him back in the side by side. And we drove home. And I called the vet. And we made an appointment within an hour. Remi couldn't stand up anymore. He hadn't eaten in probably 48 hours. But he was alert. He didn't want to get in the car. So picked him up once again and carried him to the car. We went to the vet. A short time later, the vet came out. He was getting ready, and I said, I'd like to do it over there. And I pointed to a grassy spot under a black walnut tree where the snow had melted. And it overlooked a cornfield. And I said, right there. And 15 minutes later, my boy went to sleep. And that's the hardest thing I've ever had to do. But I know it was right. I know the timing was right. And I know Remi knew what I needed to do. And I need to heal. And I need him to be free. And I'm okay with that. Because he's in a better place now. And he gave me a ton of memories. And they're beautiful. He was the best dog in the world. And I know everybody says that. But he was. An hour later, I was in a car. And 6 hours later, I was in Pittsburgh, surrounded by buildings. You know, in one of the places I first started out my adult life in 1999, 2000, 2001, spent my first couple of years out of high school in Pittsburgh. And we were able to go down there, stayed at a hotel right downtown overlooking Market Square, had Permanente Brothers for dinner, had a beer with my mom, reminisced about our drive down, and was just very thankful to be on this journey. I'm very thankful to share it with you guys. These are obstacles that I had to face. This is the toughest one yet, and I haven't even stepped on trail yet. From Pittsburgh, we traveled down to Kentucky, and we're currently in Richmond, Kentucky right now, getting ready to go to dinner. I wish I could have shared our journey from Paris, Kentucky, which was just lined with fences and lined with just field after field. And, of horses and cows and cattle and huge barns, and there was split rail fences, four rail fences, all stained black or treated with tar, all uniform, lined with trees, and it was just a beautiful ride, as was the ride through the hollers of West Virginia, getting down here, West Virginia, Ohio, on our way here to Kentucky. So I wish I could have shared that with you guys, but I had to just take some time to get my head together and just be in the moment with my mom on the way down here and kind of let go of some things. I wanted to thank everybody for watching and following along. I'm sorry for the somber news and the sad video, but I'm not sorry for being real. And, I wanted to share some of the obstacles and the things I had to overcome to get here so far. They're not impossible, but they certainly are difficult. And if there's other hikers watching, which I hope there are at some point, I would love to know what kind of obstacles you had to overcome to get to the trail. If you're one of those hikers that's approaching the trail now, or maybe some of those of you that had already hiked the trail. So I look forward to hearing from you guys. If you want to comment down below, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be adding some more videos for the rest of the journey, and I'll be sharing my arrival this spring, or hopefully tomorrow or the day after. I think we're going to be a little bit early. So until next time, just hang loose and play like Remi would. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for following along.